Friday afternoon. That means we're live here on YouTube, Facebook and LinkedIn with P2P Live, the only place that you'll get Australia-wide employment and jobs market update. Hi there, my name's Mark Smith. I am Group Managing Director of People to People in Australia and Frog Recruitment in New Zealand. And I think finally summer's got here. Like finally summer is here. It's bright blue skies out there. It's 31 degrees or something like that. So I'm feeling really good about today, and we've got a very tight broadcast for you today, where we'll be going through our regular numbers section. We'll be just following up on the unemployment numbers that were released yesterday. Then we'll be having a look at 3 vacancies, 3 temp jobs. We got to fill today. Fill Job Friday, 3 jobs. We'll go through those. Then we'll be having a quick chat to Sally McGrath, who is the Practice Director of Health That Heals. She's running a webinar for us in the next couple of weeks. So we're having a chat to her as a prequel, I suppose, to that webinar. So stay tuned for that. Finally, we've got our Twitter poll results about whether people really understand what the difference between a CV and a resume is. So we'll check that out as well. Now, we can see your comments live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So if you do have any questions at all, then please let us know, and we'll get to those straight away. But let's get into it. Let's have a quick look or get into our numbers section. So the unemployment numbers were released for Australia in January. They were highly anticipated. There was a lot of political I suppose, a conversation around whether the number would have a 3 in front of it this time round. There's anticipation that it will in the future, but it didn't actually. So here are the numbers that were released from the ABS this week. And what you can see is that the unemployment rate has hovered around at the 13-year lows that we experienced in the month before at 4.2%. So that's unchanged from December. But the economy actually added 12,900 jobs in this particular month. But also the participation rate actually increased by 0.1 percentage point up to 6.2%. So the thing that was really striking about the numbers that came through today, yesterday I should say, what was notable was the slump in the hours worked. So they dropped seasonally adjusted by 8.8%, or about 159 million hours. So nobody lost their job, but people weren't doing as many hours. So it's really interesting to see those numbers. If you wanted to see graphically how the unemployment looks, let's go to the next graph. So here it is. And a big shout out to Jacob behind the scenes. Jacob's our guy from marketing, lives in Mount Wellington in Auckland, but we won't hold that against him. So here are the numbers for the unemployment rate, and you can see that little tick at the bottom there. Really, it's an outstanding result, and there is anticipation that we'll get to a national unemployment rate starting with a 3 shortly. There already is unemployment rate starting with a 3 in the ACT at 3.2%, WA at 3.7%. Tasmania and Northern Territory at 3.8%. The interesting thing is that New South Wales and Victoria did see the sharpest spike in COVID cases, and then there was a lot of people who were furloughed, and that's really flowed through to the drop in hours working. So For New South Wales and Victoria, respectively, it was 13.5% drop in the number of hours and 13.2% drop in the number of hours for Victoria. Western Australia, with its border restrictions, actually posted an increase in hours worked, which was really interesting to see that. So the final graph I just wanted to show you quickly is the hours worked, and just to see graphically how that looks. And you can see there that the dark line is the number of people employed, and the light blue line is the hours worked. And you can see those dips with lockdowns, etc., and the big one that we've just experienced now. But good news in New South Wales, at least, and I think there was an announcement in the ACT just earlier this morning that things are opening up. So I expect that to be much better next time. So I can see that Manda on Facebook says that you're a champion, Jacob. Champion. Indeed you are. Let's move on. So we've got Fill Job Friday. So we've got 3 jobs that we need to fill today. Start Monday. So jump on the phone, get in touch. First one, Melanie Hammond in Brisbane is an EA role, minimum 3-month contract, $42 to $45 an hour. It's actually working for a not-for-profit in, I think, Fortitude Valley from memory, where they definitely need somebody who's had a high-level senior executive support experience at C-level previously, excellent written and verbal communication skills, planning, and if you'd worked in a not-for-profit, then that's going to put you in front as well. Next one is a customer service air freight coordinator. This is located in New South Wales in Alexandria. Aidan Boast is the consultant you should get in touch with there. His contact details at the bottom, 82709705. This is a large logistics company, and they need somebody for an initial commitment of 6 months, paying $32 an hour. You need to have experience in, ideally, freight, but if you've got aerospace industry experience, then that's going to be that's going to make a big difference as well. Immediate start. Start on Monday if you jump on the phone this afternoon. Next one, Work Health and Safety Officer. This one is located in McLeod in Victoria. Will Hillgrove is the guy that you need to speak to, our consultant in Melbourne. $35 to $40 an hour, 3-month assignment, northern suburbs. Got to have an experience as a WHS officer previously, managing the stakeholders, strong. That's the main thing. And the background, if you come from a health or disability sector, that's really going to put you in front as well. That's it. They're the 3 jobs that we've got. Hot jobs this Friday. An EA role in Brisbane, Fortitude Valley, customer service and freight coordinator in Sydney, in Alexandria, and Work Health and Safety Officer in the northern suburbs of Melbourne. Jump on those. Now, you can apply. If you're on a bus, you're watching this now and you think, oh, I don't have my CV with me. Yeah, we've put the links into the comments there. You can apply with video through vPly. So you can quickly just jump on there and leave a quick video message saying, I'm interested in this. This is my background. And we'll get in touch with you. So make sure you do that as well. Right. So we're going to have a quick chat to Sally in a second. But to get us there, we've got a permanent job for a company accountant that Kirsten from our Sydney team has been looking after. So let's roll that video and then we'll have a quick chat to Sally.
Working with a boutique funds management business, this is a broad role partnering an innovative, forward-thinking management team. Day to day, you'll be across the bookkeeping for 3 entities, including all transactional and reporting tasks. Adding variety to your day, this role includes basic fund administration, company insurances, office and HR management. Qualified by experience, you are a top-shelf operator with exceptional communication skills and the willingness to take on multiple tasks, no matter how big or small. For this role, you really will need to stand out from your peers, and in return, you will enjoy the autonomy of running the show. We are targeting people looking for 90 to 100 plus super, so please reach out to me for a confidential discussion if interested. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Today, I'm delighted to have Sally McGrath, the Practice Director of Health That Heals, with me to promote our webinar that we've got coming up. I think I'm just looking at the dates here, the 23rd of February at 12:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time, with the content of Empowering Employee Wellbeing at Work. Good afternoon, Sally. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Mark. Thank you for having me on. Great to see you as well.
Yes. So tell me, now we have these connections that we're not going to go into too much, that we discovered this morning. People in the same building that you live in, and previous clients, and the company that used to help us out finding property. It's amazing. But tell us more about this, the webinar that we've got, and what people can expect from next week.
Sure. Thanks, Mark. So employee wellbeing has certainly been a very, very hot topic over the last few years. For some prior to that, perhaps known as a perk. I think now more than ever, we're starting to really find momentum building in the importance of workplace wellbeing for our not only our employees, but our leaders, our managers, our directors, and owners of businesses. So I'm really looking forward to sharing some insights into three of my core philosophies, which are burnout prevention and management, mental health hygiene, and work and life synergy. So I'll dispel some of the myths that are associated with work and life balance, and as I said, Mark, share with everyone some strategies on how to implement these core subject matters that I use frequently in my coaching practice.
Sounds excellent. Now, what this idea of the burnout, I know that, I mean, just anecdotally talking to our clients, and that we feel that there's an increased workload for people out there. Is that something that you've noticed or experienced?
Absolutely, Mark. I think, well, burnout has definitely been around prior to, the last couple of years with the pandemic and working from home. The pandemic has definitely brought burnout to the front, at the forefront, and the key thing with the burnout is that there is just a blur between working from home and then living at home. So it's important to really set those boundaries and really have in place distinctive finishing the end of the day at work, and then taking some downtime before you actually go into your evening and into your family time or downtime of an evening at the end of the day. So some important boundary setting practices that I will share in more detail on Wednesday.
Perfect, fantastic. And so, is there anything else that employees can do to deal with that increased workload, do you think?
There is some strategies that I suggest as far as work and life synergy, which I'll go into more detail as well on Wednesday. So
it's a real teaser, isn't it? People have to sign up to learn more. And I can see that Jacob is doing a great job in putting in the link to the webinar, so people can sign up right there as well. And also a link to your website if people want to check out more about the other things there as well. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. I'm really looking forward to next week. I can see Mark Green on Facebook says, sounds really interesting, Sally. Looking forward to hearing your tips and strategies next week. Thanks, Mark. Sign up and you'll get all of the information. Thanks, Sally. And we'll chat to you next week. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Mark. Likewise.
Thank you. Right. So we're right at the end. We've got our Twitter poll from last week, which was, what's the difference between a resume and a CV? Well, apparently 68% of you said that, I don't really know what it is. I tell you what, but 30% said yes. With that sort of level, we're going to get somebody on next week to explain the difference and maybe give a few tips there as well. Right. Okay. So let's quickly then move to this week's poll, which is, with flexible workplaces now the norm, do you choose Friday as one of your days to come into the office just to be a part of Friday night drinks? So is it because, yes, I want to see my team, yes, but, I'm going to come in Friday, but not for drinks, or no, I want to rest? Rest? Not sure about that. And Mandy Judd says she's looking forward to seeing you, Sally. So, yeah, jump onto that. So that's on YouTube. Sign up, Mandy, and you'll be able to learn more. Great. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. We'll do it all again next week at 12:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you then.